Hey guys, I am wanting to say welcome. Glad you guys are listening here and taking the time to invest in your isogenics business. So, Joel and I, we're just going to cover the topic of using social media, taking it from online to offline. And so, just trying to give you guys some tips and kind of give you a little bit of information about how to do that better, how to talk to people um, using Facebook since it's such a great medium. So I know social media is such a great tool for us to use to intrigue people and to get them interested in learning about isogenics. And although it's a great tool, it's not the end all to everything. One of the great things about network marketing is that it's really about personal touch. So no matter how much we use Facebook to tell people about what we're doing and what amazing products and culture and everything that isogenics is, they're not going to want to do it if they don't trust us, if they don't get to interact with us personally. So network marketing works because of human interaction. So as much as we want to use that Facebook and we can't hide behind it and we got to go out and touch base with people. So um, one of the things that I think is just important just to remember, no matter what, you have to have that human interaction, the real life moments, getting in touch with someone personally, hearing the excitement in your voice, talking to them, answering their questions right then. It just has so much more warmth and really gets people to believe in you that and in what you're doing that you just really can't avoid doing that. So um, I think to kind of help you as you're transitioning maybe from using Facebook as a your normal personal page where you just kind of share things intermittently to transitioning to using it more as a business. It is a hard transition to kind of flip that switch and really know how to use it effectively. So I'm glad you guys are on here and wanting to learn that. So some of the goals I think you want to think about is what are you trying to do on social media before you even get offline, right? Because if you're not going to be able to create interest online, then some part there may be hard part getting people offline. So um, one of the goals of our social media is to gain prospects online. So we're trying to let people get to know us better. So creating comfort with people, um, having people build confidence in who you are, and to have them trust you, to see that you really believe in the products, that you really aren't just trying to sell them something, that you really think that this is something that they should do because it's worked so well for you. And then basically to get them to want to partner with you. Like they could choose a lot of things out there. Why would they want to come choose you? I mean, we believe that the products are amazing and all those kind of things, but like what's going to tip them over the scales is because they've seen you either for a long time, a short time, but just consistently talking about um, what this has done for you. So I think, you really got to think, what are my goals when I'm actually popping online and posting? And and then from there, then obviously there's more opportunities to be able to go offline to talk to your to people who might be prospects. So I think some really good things to just think about, regardless of using social media as a great avenue to share with people and to be able to let them see into your life and how this works for your life. Um, and obviously a lot of other people's lives as well, is that you just can't hide behind the computer all the time. I know, it's finding that balance and maybe also finding out what, as you practice a little bit more, we're going to give you some tips here, but as you practice a little bit more, what works best for you. So I'll talk a little bit about something that I've kind of learned in the last little bit too. So um, let's say you're like, I don't even know who might be interested. Who are my prospects? So let's say you post some post about how, great this has made you feel and, or something about the business or just a variety, whatever it is, some isogenics post. Um, and a couple of people will like it or comment it on it. So those are some people that can be prospects. So one of the things you can do is you can definitely start with online, kind of getting them a little bit offline onto like Messenger and saying, hey, I saw that you liked my comments or you liked or commented on my post. So like one of the examples you just kind of hear is, I'm just going to read it because it was a good example. Thanks for liking my post. That really made my day. If you're interested, I'd love to discuss this more with you. Do you have a couple minutes to talk? So that's a great one that you can just kind of say, type it out to them. Or, I mean, the other great thing is Messenger has voice capabilities. There's a little microphone at the bottom when you're on Messenger, and you can send up to a minute message, which is great because then you can't ramble on forever. And basically, you could just read off this with inflection in your voice, and they could actually hear how you feel about it, because you're saying, like, you made my day. I love these products, and I would love to share more about them with you. Or has made such a difference in my life. So that is a really powerful tool that you can almost get the offline touch completely while you're still a little bit online. So if somebody says, like, oh, I don't have any time to talk, be like, well, would you be interested in chatting with me? Because we could definitely set up a different time that would work. And give them some specific times. So let's say you have an hour, 2 half-an-hour slots some point in the day. So and so say, well, tomorrow I have 3 or 3:30 that I could chat with you, and that so it gives them a really specific time for the next day or the following day or something like that, really close to it. And that way they can have a really clear, concise answer instead of coming back and saying, oh, hey, what time would really work for you? And then they're like, well, I have this and that. Just say, like, I have these hours and these times then, and I'd love to chat with you about it. Can you make any of those times? And people will be like, oh, they have their time's valuable. Yeah, I can make that, or I can't. Or they could be like, I could do that tomorrow. Is that the same time? Or so just kind of like give them just a couple slots that they have, and don't give them too many options, because then people have a hard time making a decision about that as well. So 2 to 3 slots at the most, and then if that's not the case and they can't figure out a time, then just say, you know what? You can always say, I'll talk to you tomorrow again and see if anything on Thursday works for you. But maybe you can think about a time or something. But hopefully you can get them in the next day, because the less time in between, the better. And then set them up so that they know that you're going to expect them to do something just a little bit prior to that time. So say, hey, just prior to 3:30, I'm going to send you like a 4-minute video about, and because hopefully in that discussion that you're having real quick, you're going to be like, what are the things that would interest you about Isogenics? We have so many solutions. We're a solution-based company. Or would you be interested in releasing weight? Would you be interested in energy or performance or wealth creation? What are one of those things piques your interest the most? And so let's say they say weight loss, or let's say they say performance. You're like, okay, great. I'm going to send you a video a few minutes before that you can watch. It's 5 minutes, and then, we can chat about it when we're on the phone. So it also gives them some ownership into what they need to do before they talk to you. And that kind of also lets them see a little bit into the world and into the videos that we have, and the product, in general, the culture. And so that will help them be a little bit ready for the conversation as well. And if they really don't want to watch it or do any of those things, then they may not be as interested as well to talk to you. So that may be a good sign that they may not be really ready for that either. I think another good tool that we don't always use is, and that we can utilize more, is if somebody's like, I just kind of, I hear your story, but I'd really love to hear other people's stories, or I kind of want to know somebody similar to me. And you can be like, you know what? We have this really great page called Team Anchor Testimonials. And it's a place where people just post who've been on the products about their experiences. And there's so many amazing different results that people have gotten, because we have so many solutions that I know we can find one that will resonate with you. So that's another really great avenue that they can just do a few little looks at before they also talk with you, or right after they, if you talk with them again and they're like, I'd just like to see a couple more, that's a great place you could send them, and then obviously follow up right away again. I think one of the other avenues, so let's say you're talking to someone a little bit, or they want to talk with you and they have some questions, and you're just like, I don't know the answers. You don't have to know all the answers. That's okay. That's why there's a great community behind you. So think about, who could you call? Who's in your upline? Who are the leaders above you that you could get on a 3-way call? And this is where obviously setting the times is also really important as well, because if they really want to talk and have somebody else on input or ask a bunch of questions, be like, you know what, I have a person that has been using the products more than me, and they're just such a great resource, and I'd love to get them on the call with you. And that way that they could answer all your questions. And so that I'm not, just trying to have to search for them if I don't know that specific answer. So, and then setting that up obviously with someone above you and find some times that would work for that person as well. So, and I think those three-way calls just kind of really help because they can answer questions that maybe you don't know. They can basically kind of provide an additional validation that it's not just you on the products. It's not just you trying to have people come join your teams. Like there is a whole other network out there. And then it's also that just somebody who's maybe had more experience above you and who has done more of these three-way calls and who's been in on more three-way calls, that they just have a little more polish to their ability to talk about isogenics, just because they've done it more. And so I know, like for us too, this is something we haven't utilized as much as we should. And so it's something like I think we are still going to be working on to try to get people when we feel uncomfortable or we don't know the answers. So, and that's the great thing. This company has such leadership that wants to help one another, that utilize what you have, and it's something that a lot of other places may not have. So it's a great way to just be really polished and reviewed and to get people, to buy into you more too. I think just overall, obviously, no matter what we do, just remember that it's about relationships. Cultivate relationships. Not it's going to help you get people to kind of join more naturally because you're going to be sharing it more naturally. It's just going to come up in conversations. You're going to be able to just say like, oh yeah, I love these. Would you like to hear more? As it becomes something you talk about more and more. And if you're really just caring about people and just being in a relationship with them, then those things will come more naturally. It's not going to feel like you're just saying, oh, well, suddenly out of the blue, will you try this with me? So I think try to really just continue just to, cultivate that and let people trust you, let them feel comfortable with you. And then it's not going to seem, and just don't try to sell, because selling will often put people off from people wanting to join you because they feel pressured or they just feel like you're trying to sell them something instead of that you're trying to really help them in their goals and really being in a relationship with them no matter what. So I think some people obviously aren't going to immediately decide to enroll. And I think one of the ways that you can, pull things offline in addition to keep following up is if somebody says like, I'm not really ready right now, maybe they're like, my finances aren't right there, but I definitely think that that's something I'm interested in. Ask their permission when you can get back with them. Say, okay, great. I understand. I would love to let you know, but I can totally understand where you're at right now. When would be a good time for me to follow back up with you? And give them some ownership in it, that they're going to say like, oh, hey, I get paid in like 3 weeks, right? Or whatever the thing that they're saying isn't going to happen, or why they're not going to join at this point. Give them ownership and let them say that, hey, yeah, in 3 weeks I'm getting paid and I would really like to try it, but that's the only way I'm going to be able to do this lump sum portion of it to, start my month out. And so I think if you touch back with me then, that I think I could think about doing it then. So give them ownership and then write those dates down. Or if they say like, I don't know, be like, well, would you like to know if there's ever another promotion or some kind of extra incentive to join? Would you like me to just be able to message you and let you know about that in case you decided or changed your mind? And like they could be, yeah, but that gives you permission to walk back in their lives and say like, you gave me permission to ask you about this again. And so they can't say like, oh man, this lady's bugging me because and asking me about it because they gave you permission. And obviously if they do not give you permission to, then just, hold off. Don't talk, just stay in their lives, and you never know, because some people have said no for years and years and years, and then come back and suddenly said yeah. So always ask for permission, because we want to share with people who want to be shared with, and we don't want to share with people who don't want to be shared with. And you're not probably going to convert a person who doesn't want to be shared with at this time to join. So just really, like I said, stay in relationship. And if you're really listening and asking permission and talking with people openly like that, then they're going to, talk with you better. And then always, once you've talked to those people a little bit offline, even just like on Messenger, which is still online, obviously, then get them in person, get them belly to belly. We call it belly to, belly to belly. Get them on the phone, get them in person, and talk with them. Hearing your voice makes a big deal, other than just being a text on the computer. Getting in person with them where they can see your eyes and your face and what you're talking about just makes a huge deal. I'm still figuring that one out sometimes, but I've realized I'm better in person than I am online a lot of times. So I feel like I got to get somebody on the phone or I got to get them in person with me. And in person for me works a little better than the phone. So, find out which one works a little better. And obviously, not everybody's going to be able to do exactly what you might feel the best about. And that's okay. Make the best of it, but get in person with them. Get them to hear your voice. Get them to see your face. If you can Skype, Zoom, any of those things work if you have somebody even like on the East Coast. There's so many ways that you can be a little more personable and in person to do that than just hiding behind, texting on Messenger or texting in person. It's just, so if that's one of the things that you can do, really just get them offline, get them belly to belly with you, and just chat with them and be real with them. So I hope some of those things help you guys, and I hope in general you just continue to try to learn every day, practice one of these things new every day that you haven't done before, work on it. Network marketing is learning how to do it too. Just like any job, the more you do it, the better you get. So continue just to practice and try new things that you haven't, that are along these things. These are tried and true methods that work. So just keep honing your skills and working on it. And just remember just to love on people and continue to be in a relationship with them. And I think that's going to be your best asset, is to just really listen and care for people. And that makes all the difference in the world. So many people are looking for a community like that. So if you can be their community and help them reach their health goals all at the same time, it's such a blessing. So thanks, guys, for listening, and thanks for dealing with my messy hair before a workout. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys as you keep working on your businesses.